KFAN.
Hey, I got a late talkback request.
Oh.
I put out a Timberwolves-related talkback suggestion in the opening segment. Clearly, people have bit into it. I'm filling out 2 NCAA tournament brackets. I mean, I got no idea.
We'll help here.
So I got Michigan winning in at least one of them off something you're going to hear in the next segment with a father of a player in the Big Ten. And also just a brief 20-minute, 15-minute, couple of 13, 14 seconds, copyright Dan Cole, of scouring the internet. Talkback, free iHeartAudio app, 30 seconds. Who wins the NCAA tournament and why? Who wins the NCAA men's tournament and why? And you know what? We'll remember the talkback. And if you happen to help yours truly to the winner and I win, feels like a daily double pack from Canterbury Park if I can remember who you are. So, late edition.
I feel like they'll remind you if you don't remember.
And please do. Ain't got a lot of time with this segment, so it'll be late edition. Who wins the NCAA men's basketball tournament and why? Do you have an opinion?
At this rate, I'd probably, whether it's Arizona or Duke #1 overall seed.
Yeah.
Those are my opinions. Oh, wow. You picked 2 of the 4 #1 seeds. Yeah, that's my opinion on as it states now. And
I'm pulling for Hoiberg. All right. So Hoiberg's a 4. I'm pulling for Hoiberg.
Yeah.
Don't know how far I can take the rooting interest when it comes to past the Elite 8. Pulling for Hoiberg. What else do we got? I mean, it's this next guest we have, his son Nolan Winter, even though I haven't talked to him in a few years, I've known the kid since he was born. So, I mean, it's weird to crack the microphone here and say, go Bucky. But I know Trevor and Heidi Winter, people I've known for a quarter century. Some of my first friends I had when I moved here full time in '98. Their kid plays for Wisconsin. So I'm low key pulling for them. You got the Florida Gators. I mean, like the last time I won an NCAA tournament pool was when Joakim Noah, Torian Green, Al Horford, and Corey Brewer won it. So maybe that's a long time ago. Maybe there's some Gator-related rejuvenation for yours truly. But talk back maybe 1 or 2 fast.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
who wins the NCAA men's tournament and why?
I mean, could you say Purdue?
I have no idea.
Just,
unless Scott Skiles is at point throwing lobs to Zach Edey, I can't name a player on that team.
Well, they have they won the Big Ten tourney over Michigan, and they have that cat.
Cool.
It's the guard Smith. I think it's like Braden Smith or something like that. Who's a pretty good player.
Sounds like a left guard for the Baltimore Ravens.
I think it does. Was there a Braden Smith maybe for the Colts?
Yeah, something like for the Colts. Right.
I think there was an O-lineman for the Colts, a Braden Smith potentially. To the talk back machine. More on the Wolves here, but some others trickling.
Hey guys, Max from Megan here again. Unfortunately for the Timberwolves, this is nothing new. We see it every season. We go through stints where we look like a bottom half team. Julius looks like he has cement in his Skechers right now. He cannot play defense and doesn't pass the ball. I know he's amazing, but you got to pass the ball. You got to move the ball. And Jaden McDaniels looks like he needs to go back to college and learn how to play basketball again. This team is in no shape or form ready for a championship, unfortunately. We need to figure something out. See you later.
Let's go, Finchy. Let's go, Finchy. Boom, 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 boom.
Well, speaking of that, somebody's down on the coach.
Say, the reason they don't have a point guard is because then they'd have to have a coach. When you have a point guard, you actually have some structure and plan in your offense. And, of course,
how does that go together?
Coach just likes to roll the ball out and tell people to
stop
shoot.
it. Just stop it. How does if you don't have a point guard? I mean, how is it the coach's fault if you don't have a point guard?
Well, from a personnel standpoint, he would go on. He talked. Dilly got washed out because Finch had no idea to do it.
Dilly can't play.
He can't play.
Watch him play for the Bulls. I have. Have you? Dilly can't play. Next.
I agree with you. Let me see here. Oh.
Good morning, gentlemen. You guys have buried the lead. What are we doing about our punter? I'll hang up and listen.
Let's go, punter. Let's go, punter. Stop! I mean, it's a laugher until it's not.
Right.
So, Oscar Chapman. Oscar Chapman. I wonder if the Saints are going to bring in that fast former receiver from Portland State, Seth Vernon, to make the plus-size punter earn his money. I got no idea what they're doing with the punter. By faith we travel. No, and you know what? To the person who was kind enough to listen to 9 to Noon and leave a talk back, I apologize for the tone of my voice. That was unacceptable. And yes, it did have some Finchy homerism to it, but how can you say, how do they have a point guard when they have that coach, when it's not the coach that picks the players? So that's all I was saying. But I do want to apologize for the tone of my voice. It was uncalled for.
Yeah, and it's put him in this spot where we're having a conversation about Ayo Dosunmu and what he could bring if he was to start more games, and the more prototypical point-related activities you'll get from him versus DiVincenzo. But DiVincenzo can kind of score, and he likes being the point guard. Well, he likes starting, I should say.
Well, let's look at this. Conley is right at the end. I think we can all agree with that when it comes to playing big minutes.
Yeah.
And big minutes at this stage would be half the game or more, 24 or more. Dosunmu, and I said this when they traded for him, and people got all wound up and wrapped up on this analytic about his three-point shooting. You're not watching him. He's not a three-point shooter. It's not his bit. Can he hit three-pointers? Yes, because they all can. But he's not a three-point shooter by trade. DiVincenzo kicks the ball off his knee when he gets doubled. So it's a conundrum.
Yeah.
It's a point guard related conundrum. What was the tell? That they drafted Dilly as high as they did and it didn't work. It was a whiff. Conley's done excellent work here. That wasn't one of the nice moves.
Well, frankly, I don't even, other than being on the team, is Mike Conley even a conversation piece? I don't think he's played in like 2.5 weeks or something like that.
I thought he played a little bit Sunday.
He's not even, I don't think he's even getting on the court nowadays. So,
right. Well, he's on the roster.
And it straps him.
Ingles, Joe Ingles plays point. Ingles played point for Utah a little bit, despite how big he is. I ain't saying use Ingles, but I'm saying look at the complexity of the situation.
Oh. Talkback Machine free iHeartRadio app. Should Joe Ingles start at point guard for the Minnesota Timberwolves? Gift cards to be given away. More talkbacks here. Let me see. Ooh.
Hey, Nordo and PA. Robbie
I knew it would happen.
in Burnsville. Given what the Broncos just gave up for Jalen Waddle,
They're
how
bouncing.
much would it really take to get Jordan Addison for a different team? Would they be getting a first-round pick back, or does his off-the-field stuff bring that down?
Oh, would we? Okay. I thought my man was like, what would it take to get rid of Jordan Addison? Do we have to give the player and a first-round pick for somebody to take him? Could you command a first-round pick for Jordan Addison into the 5th year of his career, where you can get the 5th-year option? Got to do it before May 1st.
Yeah.
I'm saying no. I'm saying you can't get a first-round pick for Jordan Addison. What I am saying is around the corner, a longtime friend, Trevor Winter, whose son Nolan plays for the Wisconsin Badgers, embarking on the NCAA tournament. What I am saying is that is first-round pick radio, and it's next.
Catch every tournament upset and every highlight with KFAN at Hop House. You can join Max Fuller and Zach Halverson for Bracket Bash watch parties this Friday, tipping off at 11 and 3. Catch college hoops on the big screens, prizes flowing all day, including 65-inch TVs. You can get the details today, KFAN.com, keyword calendar.
Hey, welcome back to the radio presentation. And yours truly has known Trevor Winter and his family all the way back to when I moved here full-time in 1998. Trevor is a Slayton native who played for the Clem Haskins Gophers basketball team, and his son Nolan is a Wisconsin Badger preparing for the NCAA tournament. Trevor, my man, Heidi, Macy, the rest of the gang, how are things, buddy?
Everything's great, Paul. It's great to talk to you again. It's been a while, but like you said, 25 plus years we've known each other, so it's a pleasure to talk to you this morning.
Likewise, Nolan Winter is a Lakeville North grad. He was the Gatorade State Player of the Year, 2022 and 23. Have you arrived in Portland yet for the first one Thursday against High Point, or how does that work?
No, the team will fly out this morning, actually. I spoke with them last night. And we'll probably get on a flight Wednesday afternoon. I do have some work to do. Got a job to do, so we try to piece that together along with the basketball season. But we'll head out Wednesday afternoon and stay through Sunday.
How many games, you, Heidi, or ancillary family members and or friends, how many games do you guys try to attend?
It's funny you say that because my wife has not missed a game. So she did 103 straight games with him playing. And then with his injury 2 weeks ago, we missed the Purdue game. That was the first one she's missed in 3 years. And I've missed 2 over the last 3 years. So I'm at about 101 games, or I guess 100 games now. But yeah, so we try to make them all, and we do our best.
Well, that's amazingly impressive. That Olhausen gene. I mean, it's it's that of loyalty and dedication. What are some of the farthest destinations you've gone to since Nolan started at Wisconsin?
Oh man, well, I mean, I guess most of them have been they've all been domestic here. So and with the Big Ten the way it is, so it's from California. We did the West Coast trip this year. We went out to Oregon and Washington, and then you do Rutgers and Maryland. So you do coast to coast. So those can be a little bit more difficult. You probably heard Coach Cronin at UCLA talking about that, but those can be a little bit more difficult. But they usually put those together. So those coastal trips are on a weekend or a midweek and a weekend. So they try to make it a little easier for you.
Trevor, my brother, that's spectacular, man. I'm glad I asked that question. Nolan is a junior for Bucky. All right, he had 26 versus Indiana early February, which was a career high. 17 boards against Michigan State a month later, also a career high. How has Coach Greg Gard and the staff best developed your son and put him in a position to succeed?
Well, I think that they've handled him well from the beginning. I think Coach Gard does a great job of giving people the opportunity to learn and also make mistakes. He has, I guess you could say, a short leash on the younger kids. And Nolan learned that way. The best way to learn is to sit on the bench and watch. So you get some playing time, and then when you make a mistake, you come out. But he slowly put Nolan in there in situations to succeed. Helping him to build some confidence there early on. And then, just the way the system is set up, he gets a lot of flack for, why doesn't he post up? He's 7-footer. Well, the game has changed a lot. That was, back in my day, that's exactly what you did. You took your biggest kid and you put him down in the paint. But the system that they run at Wisconsin has allowed him to play more on the perimeter. I think one of the things he does best is actually guard on the perimeter. He's got great feet for being 7 foot. He can shoot the ball a little bit, and he's just got a really good sense for the game. He has very high basketball IQ, so he's done a great job of just kind of working his way up to where he is now. He started every game last season and every game this season until the injury. And he's becoming more and more comfortable, and you can see his role as really a leader is starting to show through as well. So just really proud of him and really happy for him and his experience in Wisconsin, and can't be more grateful for what Coach Gard's done for him.
Amen, brother. So you're saying back in the mid-'90s, Clem never said down picks to set you up for a corner three? I mean, that wasn't part of the plan?
No, if I got a three, it was the only three that I ever shot was, at a buzzer, and I was the guy holding the ball when the buzzer was about to go off, so I had to hoist it up there. And then defensively, if you ever saw me in a pick and roll situation on defense, you knew that there was a problem. So, so they tried to keep my feet in the paint where I could use my size and not my athleticism, I guess you'd say.
Oh, man, you're the best. This is the voice of Trevor Winter. His son, Nolan, is a junior for the Wisconsin Badgers. And Thursday, they start the NCAA tournament against a team called High Point. Are you feeling at least the Sweet 16 this year? And here's why I ask. 2 years ago, your squad or your son's squad lost the first game to James Madison. Last year, made it to the 32 and took a gut-wrenching loss to BYU. What a game that was. Holy cow. So it's Sweet 16, brother. If the trend follows suit, do you like the squad?
I love the squad. Yeah, I think we've got everything we need. We've got 2 elite guards. We've got size. We've got experience, tons of experience. We've got Braden Carrington brings something special. He's been shooting the three really well, and he's got that killer instinct and the fifth-year experience that he's got. So we've also got Andrew Reddy with a ton of experience and Nick Boyd with Final Four experience playing the point guard. So we've got all the pieces. One of the things that's been a little challenging with us is we can beat anybody in the country. As you've seen, we can also lose tough ones, as you saw with us with Oregon less than a month ago. So, the shot's got to go in, but I think this team is primed and ready. They've been playing really well the last 2 weeks, and I think we're ready for a little bit of a run here.
All right, so wait a second. I left the 1A topic on the table. I want to go back to your wife, Heidi, and Nolan's mom, attending every single game. Now, this is a mom, and that's her baby boy. And in a roundabout way, I've known Macy and Nolan and Heidi and Trevor for a quarter century. So I know, Heidi being a former athlete and this being her son, I mean, you guys have had a lot of close games. So, I mean, she's just like biting her fingernails during these games, right?
Let's just say a lot of prayers in the stands.
Let's go.
She's the only person that I know that can watch a game and without looking at the score or the time, because she doesn't want to know what the score is. She doesn't want to know how much time's left. She wants to just watch the game and watch the action. And I've made the mistake of actually telling her, we're up 3, or he just got his 12th double, that sort of thing. And I don't want to hear that. She plugs her ears. She, keeps on with her prayers, and she watches the game. So yeah, she's wound pretty tight during the game, but when it's all over, she's able to really enjoy it, and we're both having a great time watching them play.
Trevor, this is spectacular, man. I'm so excited for you guys. All right, so after Lakeville North, why Wisconsin and not Minnesota?
That's a great question. It came down to those two, and he's told me before that he always thought he was going to be a Gopher, and then he just got down to the finish line when he had to make a decision, and he just felt the system at Wisconsin fit him better. Just his style, the offense that they were running, some of the players on the team, and he just felt more comfortable there. And he could see him there over the University of Minnesota. We were both Gophers, obviously.
Yep.
And when it came down to it, it wasn't my decision. We 30 years ago got to make our decision on where to go to school, and that's exactly what I gave to my son too. It's his decision. It's his future, and he needs to make that decision without any pressure or any kind of influence from his parents.
Amen. So three-ish years ago when he started at Wisconsin, what was it weird for you donning the red the first few times?
That was the most difficult part. Yes, no question. I would say probably the first kind of summer leading into it, and then as the season started, putting the red on and wearing the W. Just given the history, I mean, it's not just another Big Ten school. It's one of our deepest rivals. It would be the same with Iowa and Wisconsin. So it was difficult, but I'm out there cheering for my son and cheering for success and cheering for the team. So that's where we're at. That's where we've been, and things haven't changed from the start of it.
Big Trev, your son Nolan Winter, 7 feet tall like you. Other than God's gift of height, what would you tell parents are some keys to raising kids in sports and the good that comes from it?
Oh, it's a great question. I mean, I don't have all the answers. I've made plenty of mistakes. We can I could fill up a whole show with things I would have done differently with him growing up and with our daughter growing up. But, at the end of the day, you have to let them be who they are, give them, I think, the opportunity to be successful, provide them the resources if they want them. And then we just kind of followed along behind him and instead of pushing him, let him lead kind of the way. And when he wanted to work on something, help him, get the resources to maybe get extra shots or find a trainer, work on his form, that sort of thing. When he wanted to work on his ball handling, make sure we had a trainer in place for that. But really kind of let him take the lead, and then we're just there to kind of, do whatever we can to help him achieve his goals.
Speaking of the Gophers, how about that mid-January game at Williams? John Blackwell walks off on Minnesota with a cold-blooded 3 after Cade Tyson hit a deep shot to tie it. Then Trevor's son Nolan missed 2 free throws right before all that. Teaching moment for Dad, right? I mean, it's like it's a team game, son, and that's why others pick each other up. Because I mean, your son would have felt awful had they lost that game, right?
Yeah, especially given the situation in Minnesota, on Williams Arena's floor. That was a tough one for him, but it was the shot at the end. That cures a lot of those deep negative feelings. So I think for him, it's a situation where you learn more from the negatives than you do the positives. Sometimes
Amen.
They were able to get out of there with the win that night. And John Times got his back. He said it after the game. I've always got your back. Don't worry about it. I got you. They said the same thing after they went to Purdue and he wasn't able to play, that they got his back and they're going to carry him, whether he's there, whether he's having a great game, whether he's not. That's just the way this team is kind of wired, the way it's built. But yeah, as far as Nolan is concerned, that was a tough one. But you put your arm around your kid and, you go on. It's a win. You turn the page and you get ready for the next game.
Given Trevor Winter, given you are from Slayton, Minnesota, do you happen to be familiar with the name Kelly Burnham?
Yes, I am.
So the former Kelly Burnham and like the Burnham family, which now is Alan Roach, the voice of U.S. Bank Stadium.
I don't know him personally. I know the name. I know that I believe they used to run the movie theater in town. So everybody knew when they were back in the day of the movie theaters. Everybody knew who was in charge, and everybody knew everybody in Slayton.
Yeah,
we had a graduated class of 48 people. You knew everybody's business, good or bad. So no, and I believe he graduated from Brainerd. He moved out of Slayton before he graduated from high school, but. Right. No, I absolutely know who he is and a family, but I don't know him personally.
On behalf of the entire Burnham family, we would like to thank you, Trevor, for remembering us. Now, when introducing you 15 minutes ago or so, I left out your Timberwolves career during 1998 and 99. How would you qualify it?
Short.
In what way?
It was 5 minutes.
Right.
I was with the team most of the year, but my actual active duty, if you will, was 5 minutes, 5 fouls, 3 rebounds. So it was I say that tongue in cheek, obviously, but it was a great experience. Playing for Flip and Kevin McHale being the GM at the time, and some of the guys on the team that I got to know a little bit better. It was a wonderful experience. I wish it would have lasted a little longer. I wish I could have extended the career. I gave it another 3-4 years, trying to get back, playing some CBA stuff and doing some veteran camps, trying to make some teams, and then the story with Heidi and all of that, and it was time for me to move on. So it was short with the Timberwolves, but it was a great experience.
Anybody ever bring up those fouls in Shaquille O'Neal in that one game? Outside of me.
Yeah, absolutely. I get it. It doesn't take much to do a quick Google search, and you'll see there's plenty of stuff online about it. And
your jersey, your Timberwolves jersey still hangs in my booth. at Canterbury Park. And it's been there for 20 some odd years. So I can't wait to get the Winter family out to the racetrack this summer so we can take a picture in front of that jersey and have a good time. It's the least we can do, man. So come out sometime, all right?
I'd love to do that. Thank you.
All right. Now, lastly, let's close chatting about some of the Big Ten teams in the NCAA tournament. Michigan is a 1 seed. What do you think about the Wolverines?
Well, they're built like a NBA team. They've got all the pieces. They're strong. They're physical. They're obviously well coached with Dusty May. They have, in my opinion, the best chance of winning the title. But we've given them one. We gave them their first loss,
yep.
And then we played them tough this weekend as well. And then they went on to lose to Purdue. But sometimes, a loss late in the season like that loss to Purdue is the kind of loss you need to kind of refocus and get yourself ready for the tournament. So I think, in my opinion, they probably have the best chance of taking the title. Yeah,
I mean, we got Michigan State, Iowa, other team, Illinois and stuff. But the last one I'm going to bring up, because we both know Fred Hoiberg. From when he was with the Wolves, and he coached with the Wolves, and he lived in Chanhassen, and Fred and Carol Hoiberg, salt of the earth, man. I've loved Fred for so many years. His Huskers, I've liked them every time I've watched them. And they got that big who passes and hits threes. What do you think of the Husker?
Yeah, so they were playing very well early in the year. We played them in December. And I think they beat us by 30, and it wasn't much of a game at all. They looked really, really well. And my comment after the game was, we're not playing well right now. We took the loss, but you want to peak in March. You don't want to peak in December. And I feel like that maybe was the case a little bit.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, they have all the pieces. They're a very, very good team. So I expect them fully to kind of regroup and be ready for the tournament. But they've got the scrappiness. They're tough. They've got all the positions. They've got size, and like you said, their whole offense runs through Rink Mast, who's fantastic with the ball and a great shooter.
Trevor, tell Heidi that I say hello. Likewise for Macy. Thanks for the chat, my brother, and tear it up in the tourney. And for your son, go Nolan Winter. All right.
Absolutely, appreciate that, Paul.
Trevor Winter talking about his son Nolan and those Badgers in the NCAA tournament. Final segment with a talkback winner on a Talker Tuesday next.
I can't wait until tomorrow.
Talker Tuesday, presented by Northern Fire Grilling and Barbecue Supply. A winner has been selected, but let's play a few more here. You took the time, free iHeartRadio app, and we appreciate it.
It's Nick from Oak Grove. Tomorrow night we play the Jazz. I think we should start Joe Ingles at point guard, just to mess with his former team.
He knows it.
Also, can you imagine what this current squad would be like if we had a 30-year-old Mike Conley at point guard? Something to think about. Thanks, guys.
That's dynamic. Anybody offer up any sneaky teams to win the NCAA tournament?
Oh, I got a few of them here. Yeah, let's do this.
PA, Nordo. Taylor from Mankato.
Mankato, though.
Gators, baby. Chomp, chomp. Repeat. I've been a fan for 20 years. Let's go.
All right, go Gators.
Gators a 1 seed, so that means they'll win the NCAA tournament. They'll have a point guard drafted super high, and then he'll be a stiff and subsequently get traded in his rookie year. Sounds good enough to eat.
Who was the Gator that went that way last year? Was it Walter Clayton? Yeah, okay. All right. How about the Boilermakers?
Guys. Minnesota Boilermaker here. We'll be pulling for Purdue, coming from the 2 seed all the way up to beat Michigan again and take it all the way.
All right, so Boilermakers it is.
Is the Big Ten considered good this year in basketball? That's what my question would be to elite college basketball minds is, like, you got Ohio State, you got Freddie Hoiberg, you got 25 with an Izzo and nowhere to Gizzo. He knows. You got Nolan Winter. I mean, but it's all fun and games until it's like it's like you put a bunch of them in there to the Sweet 16 and You run into the Spencer Tollicksons of the world, and they're like, "Why'd you do that? It was a down year in the Big Ten."
Well, looking at the bracket, you have it's still Florida, it's still Zona, it's still Duke. So we were looking off air. I think a 3 seed won it most recently or something before Florida, of course. But it's 1 seeds. It's just every single freaking year, except for the off chance that somebody surprises people. So we shall see. Let me see if I got 1 or 2 more. Oh, this guy's down on the Wolves here.
What's up, Paul and Nordo? This is Luke from St. Paul. I'm not an elite sport mind by any means, but I just think the Wolves are kind of babies sometimes. And despite the starting 5, I don't know, you just watch a game and they're up by 20, and then all of a sudden they're just going to lose the game in the fourth quarter. So you never know. We just need to start trying more. I think Big Blue is going to take the NCAA tournament. Like I said, not an elite sport.
Well, there we go.
You're an elite sports mind. It's one of the moodiest teams I've seen in recent history.
Yeah.
I even say it with Finch. It's not like, they crave, it's almost like they crave drama sometimes.
Yes.
Got to stop tonight.
The winner, the tastiest talkback, courtesy of Northern Fire Grilling and Barbecue Supply. You're going to get a $25 gift card to Northern Fire. And based on where you are, you're probably going to have to go to the website, northernfirebbq.com. But here we go.
This is Kyle representing AM 740 KNFL out of Fargo. I think this season might be the year for Patino to get back to the Final Four.
St. John's
throttled UConn in the Big East title game, and this might be their year to return to the Final Four and maybe win it all. And if you don't think that's possible, it's because all the negativity in this town sucks.
You know what?
And that's what got me.
Mark Jackson passing to Chris Mullen off a pick, throwing alley-oops to Bill Wennington, and God rest the soul of Malik Sealy. It all adds up. I'm taking St. John's. Thank you very much for listening. For Nordo, I'm Paul Allen. Thank you for absorbing the Talkback Talker Tuesday. Thank you, Northern Fire. May God bless you and all of your families. And thank you for listening to KFAN. Have a great day.
Y'all don't know football.
9 to noon.
If it's good news or money, leave a message.
Podcast today's Paul Allen Show, or listen back to previous show and interviews by going to the iHeartRadio app or KFAN.com.